Yes.
Yeah, let's just talk about Granada, I guess.
Yeah.
What do we
Granada's
think
nice.
about Granada? Are we all in Granada now?
Okay, so
Yeah,
Granada,
Yes.
it has one issue. It has a lot of land to core, and that means
Fair
many
enough.
admin points.
What you should probably do, actually, what
I mean, he went explode quantity expansion, so
what are we talking about again, guys?
Granada, but he really needs to create states. He has like full states with development that he didn't state yet.
It's a very simple trick.
Yeah.
It's just actually just click the state
His
button. Don't
merchants
core it.
are
Just click the
unhappy.
button, and you get 50% autonomy. It's
Also,
great.
having his capital in Granada might not be the smartest thing strategically. Like,
If I was him, I'd put his capital on a
move it to
mountain.
I mean,
Fez.
he is like Catalonia and Sicily, so
Yeah, he's pretty safe, but like long term, he probably would want it elsewhere.
if he's forming Andalusia, the capital gets moved to Cordoba. So
Yeah,
maybe he's
that's not the
waiting
best place.
until after he formed.
He needs
Andalusia.
a couple provinces of either Catalonia
Or
and,
Portugal.
and
Yeah,
like
the
3
south of
Yeah,
Portugal, I think.
he needs the rest of the Sevilla state, so Cordoba, Janos, and he needs Albacete,
Yep.
and then Algarve and Beja.
Yeah, and then he'll turn, that other shade of white.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wasn't aware that Granada had the minus dev cost. Oh, never mind, it's construction cost. My bad.
Yeah, actually, this
misread that.
Granada's got 400 dev. Very nice.
Yeah, no, it's a big
It's
Granada.
got-
Yeah, he's also
Can we-
playing his colonies well. Like, he's not letting colonial nations form, but just taking them inch by inch. I'm not sure if he's moving to the new world with that. Like, he could try, I guess. But
He could go for military ideas in the New World, to be fair, because it seems like Catalonia is just gonna probably steamroll him at any point.
I
Yeah,
don't
we
think
tried.
Draft will really do it. He's focused on Genoa, and like a colonial guy in Sevilla will actually bring more money into Genoa. So I'm pretty sure
that's
Granada
very
is safe on that.
He's probably just gonna take all of Genoa.
Actually,
there's one
speaking
thing
of
you can say about
Catalonia, that's the next nation, right?
I think so.
Yeah, like he's
Leon-
expanded exactly in Genoa node, so
Leon
he's
is
probably just gonna
technically a
unite
player,
the Genoa node
Oh,
and make
yeah.
millions of ducats.
Well, okay, looking at Catalonia, we can notice a few things. First of all, it's annexing its vassal, which is fucking Gascony, which is quite big.
True.
Oh yeah.
That would be
Second of
pretty
all,
big.
it's kind of snaking for a border with the country of Etruria?
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about that.
I can't say it well.
Isn't
Sure, yeah.
exactly great, to be honest.
Does he have any claims?
I mean,
I
you
would
have
like
kind of
everyone to
decent
look at
defensible
Sigcom,
terrain.
Yeah, he does. He's got the mountains in Savoy and shit like that. So
He didn't get the mountains in Savoy. He just has Dauphine, which doesn't have a fort, and he didn't take Cuneo when he fought Savoy and took Savoy instead. So, like, right now his border isn't defensible, but, like, we'll look at Etruria and find out that attacking him is not an option, so I guess best hope is to just appease him. That worked great in histories too, so...
What are his relations with Champagne and the Netherlands, I guess? Because
I don't think there is a relationship, really. Like, Champagne... Last session's Champagne didn't really do much, and this session's Champagne is just trying to fix that, from what I can tell.
well, I mean, ideally,
Right.
'cause what Catalonia is going to want to do is he's going to want to grab Champagne for the nice trade and bring it down to Genoa.
true, but I mean, he's got a lot of other places which will probably serve him more. Most notably, of course, more of Genoa.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
like, if you just want a peaceful expansion, he could eat Tunis, which, well, no, never mind. That's Sicily and that.
like,
He might be getting more trade from Champagne with Champagne around, because if Champagne falls, then Wales will take a part of Champagne, which he can't really reach because of the naval thing. And then the trade will be
Oh,
going
yeah.
into the channel. So right now it's maybe actually better to have Champagne around in terms of trade.
I'm sure Catalonia could actually build a navy to rival Wales. Like, Wales is not England, you know?
They do have the wooden wall thing. And
Oh, do
I mean, he
Oh,
could
yeah,
go
yeah,
naval
yeah.
ideas in his situation. Not sure if he will, but
I suppose-
Can
I mean,
he
he's
form
going for
England?
the
Is he allowed to form England?
Oh yeah.
it's
He,
not
No,
allowed
he's
to
not.
form England. Also,
Like-
English ideas aren't that great either.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
no, they're
better than
not.
Welsh, in my opinion, anyway.
But speaking of
Actually,
not
what-
great ideas, Catalan ideas, those are really not that impressive.
Uh,
I mean, they might not be impressive, but in the
Well-
hands of a good player, you know.
Yeah, well, it won't be a bad country, but like, the ideas are just not up there. They don't have any infantry compatibility or discipline.
I suppose the morale and the manpower recovery is going to do wonders, maybe, if we're lucky.
15% manpower recovery isn't huge. Like, it will help, certainly.
Yeah.
10% morale, never wrong. Production efficiency is also good, but like the rest is pretty meh.
There is nothing he can form, right?
No.
No.
Literally
He
zero
can
things.
confirm philocracy.
Well, you get the form Sardinia Piedmont.
He cannot.
He cannot.
He needs to swap culture for
Ah,
that.
I mean, he could
right.
form it, but he wouldn't be allowed to take the ideas. So
Yeah, that is true.
You don't want those ideas anyway, so that's fine. I don't think he cares.
well, I mean, until next session we'll have a Leon again, so it will be interesting to see. Like we'll restore Leon to what it was before the session.
Yeah, and again, like, he's got deals with Leon, he's got deals with Granada. Like, he'll keep those, so those two guys are safe to eat Castile, I'd imagine,
Oh.
and Portugal.
I'm looking at his missions now. Actually, he can claim a mission which gives him a claim on the France region. So he might actually be interested to go for France.
I mean,
Oh,
but it would be weird if his goal was to go for France. Why would he open another front by snaking into Genoa like that?
Well, I mean, it is possible
That's
he
true.
was just going for the trade center there, right on
No,
Genoa.
but he's adding up enemies with that. Like I was fine with not going for him as a Triria, but like that's a bit close. I don't really want him on my border right there.
Like,
Well, another thing you should probably pay attention to is the fact that his income is 86 ducats. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm pretty sure that's like 3-4 times more than literally anyone else in the game.
I mean, I have
Apart from
33.
maybe you and
I have
Sicily.
33, so...
yeah, but like, I feel like
Oh, actually, Sicily's income is pretty low. He only has 13 income. Why? Oh, I have 33.
Ning has 58 income.
Coptic zealots.
I mean, Catalonia. Now we've discussed, he's allied with Champagne actually, which is a surprise. So yeah, I think he's going for Italy next.
Actually,
The ally
a lot of
buys-
people have very bad income. Looking at this, I have 33 as a Triria, and like
Yep.
Serbia is somewhat close to me with 30, but like people like Wales are only at 23 total income.
Yeah, like Wallachia has no money, Champagne has no money, Zaporozhia has
Oh,
no
actually,
money.
Munster is pretty significant. He's on par with me and Serbia in terms of income.
Yep, you can see yes, probably building churches everywhere. Spit. Imagine building churches.
Yeah,
mean, as I say-
probably a good time to move to the next country, right? Would
which
be
is going to be
Champagne? Yeah, Champagne.
Champagne. Alright. So just looking at Champagne, like, he's actually seems like he's been utilizing his estates well, I guess.
Yeah, just sounds like a nice nation. To be fair, his income's kind of low.
I mean, he was kind of fucked by the early, like they had a humiliation war that Netherlands started thinking that Champagne was an AI and they lost horribly. So it had a bad start into his country. I mean, he didn't expand too much if I look at his aggressive expansion. Like the highest he has is 30 with Picardy, so there's probably potential to go faster on the expansion.
Mhm. I feel like the biggest issue they have in the English Channel now, it's actually going to be a freeway split between Netherlands, Champagne, and Wales.
Actually, Netherlands is gone. The player dropped because he lagged.
The player drop.
But Munster is probably like replacing him on the eastern part of the Netherlands.
Yeah. So I mean, it's going to be either way. It's going to be a freeway split, which is going to make it difficult.
I mean, it depends what the deal between Dietmarschen and Munster is. I'd imagine that they might be using Lübeck instead of the Channel for that trading.
I don't think Dithmarschen has a deal with Munster. Honestly, I was speaking to Munster. He didn't really seem to have a deal with anyone.
He does not. He was for some reason afraid he would be attacked by them when he sent me a message or something, but
Sognus attacking? Yeah, that's not
that's oh, and again it's Sognus. Like,
He's wholesome. He doesn't.
I will want Sognus to live this game.
Yeah, same. I want to keep him alive in Lübeck.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Champagne went for Reformed. Why?
Is he
though?
actually reformed?
Yes, but,
Did he
why?
spawn a centre of... I think he maybe just like maybe he wants it just because it's there, or maybe someone spawned it close to him and
Well,
he
maybe
realized
he
just I
wanted
don't
to
want to
trade.
deal with this. I mean, I feel like swapping to reform myself over and in Orthodoxy land, because fuck centers of reformation, but
Maybe
You know,
1.34 will finally be the worst religion in the game, even worse than Catholicism.
no, there's Anglicanism. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Anglicanism is
No,
pretty
it's
great for
actually
building
okay.
for.
It's not the worst actually, because you get the dev cost and innovativeness.
Yeah,
and if
just
you
want to
can
say. Also, the money is actually kind of handy. You're getting a lot of ducats from that.
Thanks for the ideas, guys. I'm gonna go record now.
If anyone
yes,
likes
sir.
Reformed, you're losers. Let me just say that straight up. If you like Reformed, don't even speak to me because I don't like you.
Unless
Right.
you're playing single player and want to do a world conquest with fucking national and rest stacking, it's literally just it's a trade. It's a trade enabled thing.
Look,
To be
if you're
honest.
going to do a world conquest, you might as well do it with the best religion, which happens to be
Sunni.
Zoroastrian.
Oh,
Now-
Why is
no.
Champagne taking his
No.
state points?
Oh yeah, he actually didn't
estates.
use his estates.
Maybe he
Did
forgot.
he did for no, he actually hasn't taken the mill and the
Yeah.
dip.
Yeah.
But you should just take that. Like you can survive
Yeah.
the unloyal, disloyal estates for a bit.
I mean, he's
Uh,
behind.
Yeah,
on,
I did that.
He's behind
for
on ideas a
fucking
bit.
8 years.
Looking at Catalonia, where he's
Two.
20 ideas and 16 in Etruria.
Well,
He's only on 12.
still.
But Catalonia is rushing his ideas down like a madman.
His Catalonia has
Yes,
his
he's almost done with it.
controllers. Like his ruler, for example, now is 515, which is really solid for ideas, because most ideas obviously are.
Yeah, also he let himself fall back on military to push his quantity through.
Fair enough decision, I
This is
suppose.
true. I mean, you can do that. And remember, whenever you take an idea, it's going to be cheaper, right? So
he
So he's
seems to
gonna
have-
catch up again.
Yeah, but he seems
I-
to have the worst cavalry on. Like he has bad cavalry on.
yeah. So here's the point: if anyone attacks him, like Tech 10 is really bad unless you actually use horses. The cannons are still going to be near meaningless. Like they'll help, sure. They'll help a fair bit if you have a full backline, which you should if you're death warring, by the way. But
Yeah, but like.
in all honesty, it wouldn't do much for him. Like it's a good choice, to be honest.
Going back to Champagne, though, I don't think there's much actually to really say about Champagne. He might be good off deving a bit if he can afford the points, because like
Well,
the
What's his
northern
dev?
French land
There's-
is good to
There's a
develop.
couple things he should really do. If you
Yeah,
look at his workshops, there are 2 of them. He can build. One of them's worth 0.4. The other one is like 0.27. So you should build those 2 and probably the 2 churches. Even though I hate churches, but it'll repay itself fairly quickly. Like it's a decent chunk of income for quote unquote free. So yeah, should do
Where's
that.
his main trade center?
I'm guessing it's
in
Champagne.
Champagne, but like he's collecting almost as much in the English Channel as in Champagne, so it's probably good if he just switches the main center to the English Channel.
Yep.
It's maybe. The problem is he can't actually project much in terms of. Although he does own.
Yeah, he has
Flanders
3
alive.
level 2 centers of trade
Hmm.
and an estuary.
It's actually
So-
fairly decent, to be honest. And if
I'm
you can
assuming
start.
he's going to keep Picardy as well, because Picardy's isolated, and that also is going to be some more land in the channel. He
Yep.
could easily dev it though, because it's got some cloth here. Is it cloth? It's got
Actually,
some cloth.
Champagne has a stronger fleet than Wales. He has 5
Has-
heavies, and Wales
has-
does not have any.
I think
The
we should
Brits
use
caught
this
up
to
in tech.
I think we should use this to move on to our next country that actually is Wales.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a bit
Like-
weird to have a super non-naval nation in Great
Yeah.
Britain, especially considering that Welsh ideas aren't that great for warfare either. So,
It's really confusing. It's more, I guess it's more. It seems like a more torn nation if anything, because you've got some idea cost, some rebellions down. I don't know, some production efficiency.
Legitimacy.
Yeah, I don't really feel like this is a nation that's meant for. Like, I mean, it's got some land force modifier morale of armies, which is always amazing, sure.
and in fairness to him, he
Can I-
devved quite a bit. Like York is devved 11 times, 15 times on
Oh, yeah.
Scarborough.
He has
So-
some 20 dev promises.
He's pushing
So,
the
yeah.
cloth farmlands. They're really good to dev.
I mean, he has the policy for an extra 10%, so
I mean, even with that though, his income is very minor. 23 ducats, especially.
He's not doing good trade-wise, so probably his third idea group might actually be a good idea not to take a military one with that, but trade instead.
Yeah.
To
Why is he making
Uh,
questionable money?
Can I just ask a thing for you guys? Does he not have a core in his capital, London? For me, he
he
only
has
has a
Yeah,
territorial
that's a
core.
territorial core.
I'm pretty sure he's got a mission to move his capital to London or something.
But more outrageously, actually, he didn't upgrade
Nope.
his trade centers at all.
No, that's
He
true.
has no
No,
missions.
London's
He has
level 2.
generic missions.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, it's
Maybe
especially weird because if we upgraded Lincolnshire, it would actually have been cheaper to develop it. So,
Yeah.
or same with York, actually. So he should really upgrade those trade centers before developing more there.
Yep. I even took a loan so I could upgrade one of my provinces before I dubbed it.
He's got a pretty sizable army, though. Honestly, like he's got almost 60k manpower, almost 60k force limit. Like,
True, but his quality, I mean, he only has quantity ideas. He doesn't have any quality bonifiers in his, like he doesn't have any infantry combat or any discipline. So he's still at 100, I'd assume. Yeah.
Well, he gets 25% force limit and the morale. It's
Even
okay.
a culture
Dev cost,
switch
production
to
efficiency.
English.
Oh, idea cost, sorry.
Well, he's gonna form the British nation, it seems.
Yeah, he's not allowed to.
I swear we're allowed to form England, but yeah, not Great Britain. Which is what it seems. He's trying to
But you can't culture swap.
He could take the color, but it's not allowed to take the ideas.
Oh yeah,
Sure,
no.
sure,
I mean,
sure.
yeah. Actually, if we look at it, English isn't its primary culture; it's just accepted.
I mean,
Oh, right, yeah, it's not accepted. Yeah, true.
it's like a really soft country. He can't do much warfare with that, but it might actually become strong because he's playing so tall. So maybe if he's swapping around some idea groups later in the game, he could like turn all the development he built into a very good army.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got like 300 dev now, and I mean, it's Snowflake, right? So he's gonna know what he's doing.
Yeah, let's go to Gaeldom, I guess.
Gildam, our colony boy.
Someone who actually has some military ideas. It's a bit weird to split between Wales, who's not colonizing, and the nation who could stay in Europe more easily with his military ideas is colonizing here.
I feel like the issue with Wales was Wales probably got like a stronger start, where he ate maybe the more important chunk of Britain. Like,
Yeah, he did.
like what happens is one nation is just going to establish itself dominant. Like,
I think they had a deal
I'm
from the
pretty sure they
beginning, honestly.
allied from the beginning.
Yeah.
They've
But I
been
mean,
allied
actually, the
for years.
starting position for Gaeldom might actually be better because, like, Wales starts right next to Britain, while Gaeldom is next to smaller Scotland that's split in half.
see,
So-
after the first war, whoever has the most land is going to be the dominant power. And I feel like if Gaeldom just didn't take much land or any land,
It doesn't Wales start with 4 provinces, all of which have 3 dev?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what happened between them, but whatever alliance it was, whatever thing happened.
I guess they just agreed. I suppose Gaeldom wanted to go to colonize anyways, and then, like, he didn't
Yeah.
even try
I mean,
to get dominance of the Isles.
Was there a
Gildam's got Explo Expand. Like,
was there a fucking island? Sorry.
I don't think so, no. No, Ireland.
nope.
No one in Ireland.
There was the Munster.
The
restoration,
Munster
so
swapped to Munster.
Horrible line.
Speaking of Munster, should we?
I mean, one thing for Gaeldom,
Wait.
though, you also didn't upgrade your trade centers, sir.
I don't see the point though. Like, I'm pretty sure this is like, he's either gonna play his colonial nation.
Well, I'm pretty sure he
Or
already
he's
started
gonna-
doing that.
But I mean,
Yeah, 'cause,
they
like-
are going, 2.7 ducats are going
Or-
to Lubeck, so he could
Oh,
at
no, he
least
hasn't
send those to
started
the
it.
English Channel for his ally, and then they could share the profit from that. And
That's
also
true.
dev cost in farmland provinces. He devved Lothian without having upgraded the trade center.
That's painful to see.
Is it though?
Yes, because
mean,
manners.
200 ducats for 5% dev cost like this early is not necessarily something you have.
Every,
To be
every
fair, his
total-
region is very poor, but
Yeah, his total income is 8. Even with war reparations from one of the Aztec nations.
well, actually, I think we should move on to Munster now.
I mean,
Alright.
some of his income is treasure fleets too. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I guess that's why he's got 10 inflation.
Yeah.
Alright.
Doesn't really matter though, since he's gonna swap tag.
So let's
Yep.
see how bad the situation actually was for Munster, who complained a lot about placing a Meissen, who ruined his campaign, as you can see.
Well, if Meissen would have attacked him and not been me mooring with Nitra mayhaps. But yeah, they were chill from
Actually,
the start.
Munster was twice the death of Meissen at the start of the game.
Was he?
He
He had
also had
100 dev. I'm pretty sure he had 50. He just was in a war where like 3 nations or something.
No, he was 100 death. I looked at the save.
Alright, well, anyways. Currently, he's looking pretty good. He's got good income. He's actually making decent trade.
He devs quite a lot. If you look at his provinces, like the
Yeah.
34 forest he got in his capital.
Yeah, it's pretty tall. Means he's been managing his like expansion or development versus actually deving pretty well. The only thing that
He's been
He's got-
admin deving good
he's
trade
been
goods
admin
though.
deving a lot, which gives him an early income boost, sure, but
Yeah, but it's gonna fall off.
I don't like it ever. But you know,
manpower
I mean, it's the HRE. What else you spend your?
What
admin
I'm
with?
wondering though, is he staying with Munster ideas? Because he doesn't seem to own the stuff for Hanover. Oh,
He
actually,
is
Munster ideas are
Australian.
kind of okay.
Yeah.
It didn't
But
even.
No,
he
but it's-
deved livestock to 11 dip and 15 admin, rather than doing manpower admin on that shit. And
wait.
he has grain. He hasn't done the admin dev on.
I mean, why do people dev ad? Like, what's the point?
You get money. It's straight up money. It's not very efficient, but it is.
Yeah,
money.
he's bordering
like,
grain.
I mean,
He could take.
sometimes in provinces where you want time manpower and you don't have the dip, or they have trash trade goods, you can just dev that with tax just
Munster hasn't
to
actually set his rivals.
equalize. No, he's probably not really interested in fighting anyone in that.
Yeah, but
so-
Yeah,
but
but
he
just
did
pick
really-
them.
Could just rival me or something. Like,
yeah, like
it wouldn't hurt him if he just clicked on Etruria and maybe Champagne, who hates him anyways.
That is true.
okay, right. I guess we.
Deep
That's-
Martian now, I guess, or
But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for the
Like,
PSV.
long story short, Mercer's looking pretty good. Again, as we said, good buildings.
Yep.
just the admin
even-
could that admin stuff could backfire because he's in an admin idea
Wait.
group and he's
Yeah.
also 2 tags behind the next idea group. So he's
True.
a bit far away now in terms of catching up with more quantity for his nation.
One minor thing though is generally, I mean, look, he's got 35% loyalty with the clergy. Usually, giving them the money they want is probably worth it to get that 40% swing in tax, considering how like his
Yeah.
income. It will take him
Especially-
like 10 years or something to get it back.
Especially all his admin dev. Like, surely he wants to
Yeah.
stack his tax modifier as high
So
as he can.
Just dump the 96 ducats. It's probably worth it.
Yeah, especially with 500 in the bank. Holy crap!
Okay, let's go over to Deep Martian, where I instantly notice one
Martian.
thing. Get the troop changed to reformed Galogli, that's the better one compared to Condotta infantry. And also upgrade your Culverin to the Hunefars to the Pedro one.
Wait,
Yeah, better.
yes, this isn't the first starting unit, right? No. Okay, good. Well, he can swap units. Maybe just
I mean-
ticked up when we ended. Doesn't matter really.
Oh, there's
yeah,
a
he's standing
vassal
on the
of
border.
Lübeck who has high liberty desire, but I mean, that's manageable.
Well, to be fair, Lübeck is probably one of the best vassals you can have in the game because of the Lübeck
Yeah.
Grantor, which gives trade efficiency. General Lübeckian ideas. They'll always pick trade ideas. And yeah, you just forced him to give you your trade, and you're gonna be rich. He's diverting trade. It's great.
Quantity eco, very good start to be fair.
Quantity eco,
stack.
yeah.
Dev.
Actually, proper meta. And yeah, you could like his land isn't like that developed, that built up. Well, it's actually fairly developed, some of it, but
I mean,
like his income
Yeah,
currently
his
is
capital and
tax production pretty meh, but making 11 ducats in trade because of Lübeck.
he
pretty
could,
nice.
he could actually get it up even more because at the moment his burgers are only at 30%. If he like gave them, I don't
Yeah.
know, some more trade centers upgraded,
Yeah.
for example,
Also, you
West.
could upgrade the center in Bremen. He has enough money to do that. which would
Yep.
increase
Yeah,
his
and he
share.
could give it to the burgers.
Yeah, so give that to the burgers, upgrade the center.
Also,
That's
what would
more
you
money.
like? What would you do as the next idea group? Would you go for quality or for trade in this situation?
Quality.
Yeah,
Like,
quality.
considering if you want meta ideas and survive, especially if Minster's not friendly, you always go quality.
That's the question. Is
yeah,
Munster
like-
friendly really? But like he,
I don't know, but I think we may like they may see talks about trade deals with surrounding nations, which will be really good.
I mean, like
Well,
I think it's as easy as saying if Munster is friendly, go trade first, and if Munster is not friendly, go quality first. Because
quality
really,
and go
he-
against Denmark.
He isn't fighting anyone really, and he has more troops than Denmark, from what I can tell. Also, he's allied to Denmark right now.
He could cancel the alliance with Denmark. Maybe ally Danny.
Yeah, like
And I
Finland-
cancel my alliance with Danny, since it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, and he can probably de-ally
It's-
Gaeldom as well, I guess, if he doesn't want to ally.
My alliance with Danny was he could discover Kyoto, so I could get the encounter the West.
I mean, he could
Uh,
also, sorry, I was going to say he could also put one dev into Pomeranian culture because the dev of it is 19.
Oh yeah, he can also do that. Yeah,
I'll give it to him.
but he really want to eat Denmark for more Lubeck trade node, and especially give Shalom to Lubeck,
And
so he
in
can get
Pomerania.
the end sound toll thing.
Actually, given
Well-
that he's getting 8 ducats a month, he might actually also be able to take more advisors than he currently has. I mean, he did go for the discipline one, which is good, but maybe like he has an like an admin idea group, right? So he might want to get an admin advisor.
Look, if we can turn it
yeah.
on,
Yeah,
he makes 13 ducats with no army.
Yeah, he makes 13 ducats. Like, honestly, he should get level 1 advisors, preferably if he can get them up his estates, which he should. They need more influence, both of them. He could take the half-price advisors from both of them, and if he has those, like half-price dip, half-price admin advisor, that's a lot of extra points he could spend.
Also, he's sitting with his army without any rebel threat, so he might want to start drilling that.
Oh no, he's gonna declare on his. Look, he's got enough
Yeah.
spy network to do
Ah,
it.
yeah.
It's no allies, no
Okay,
troops with him.
okay.
He's
They're gonna
gonna
take-
kill them.
That is very true. Okay,
well, not kill them. There's a chunk underneath Munster.
He could vassalize them if he's gonna be real cheeky,
is now the time to shame Lucas on,
Oh, yes,
on his
that
mice.
is-
My
Alright,
guy's good,
I
thank you.
think it is time to look at Meissen.
Ooh, that's ideas. You need more ideas, sir. Oh,
I have
attack
very
also. What ruler did you have for this? Oh yeah, I see the problem there. I mean,
What
he's
problem?
good though, like in
4-1.
terms of admin. What did you do to fall that far behind in admin?
Well, I had to call all problems. Remember, I did start with, I don't know, 50 development, and now 174.
Yeah, I mean, you've expanded pretty good, to be honest. You can
You can
embrace
take
whenever you
points from
want.
your estates, though.
From who?
Your estates.
Burghers and nobility.
Oh,
Yeah.
like-
Take this
And
yeah, Burgers
like,
nobility.
and your clergy.
yeah, that
You
popped up
just need more influence.
at the end of the session, so I couldn't really do anything about it.
Oh my
Anyway,
god, shaking my head.
You probably have some autonomous land somewhere, which you can give to the clergy for memes, and
Whoever this
Yeah.
player was, he's doing very good dev.
is he though?
I mean, he doesn't
Right.
really have any high autonomy.
No,
The highest is 50.
Starting to get some 20 dev provinces in there. And
What's-
it's
what's
good
your
old 5,
reason-
5, 10.
What's your reason for not embracing the institution and taking the tech yet?
You mean the institution like got like right at the end of the session?
Oh yeah, so it's just too slow to react before the session ends. Okay, I see.
I mean, we didn't save again. 'cause you're
That's
also-
that's my excuse as well for not having an advisor in the
I
next
mean,
one.
it would have actually been smart to do it before the pause, because once you click the embrace button, you're over your deploy point limit.
It doesn't matter, doesn't it? Because as long as the month doesn't take over, I can still spend.
Yeah, but you'll have to do it in a month. Are you able to do that? If you aren't able to do
Are
it
you?
before the session ends.
Are you fast enough?
I just literally tech up once.
But yeah, you can embrace. You should definitely build workshops.
Is there any point to embrace?
Of course. You need a tech, sir. Like, you want to start the next idea group.
I want to be. Is there any way to go tribal?
To be tribal.
Yes.
Yes, but we don't need to discuss that now.
Okay, well, let's go south to really quickly check on Tyrol, which is a protected player. And I did actually do pretty well for the player. Like,
Yeah, it's fairly up to date in tech. It's the started quantity.
and
It's almost
espionage
finished quantity,
ideas.
espionage admin ideas. Like,
Base.
You can
Sure.
edit out of that, but
Yeah.
Okay, real talk. Why is the gold mine 10 admin dev?
the Techno Union HQ has probably been devved by the AI into 10 admin dev land. So to be honest, what you want to do
Yeah, I
there
really
is
hope it's the AI.
the debase button, because you gain 80 ducats, good money, and then it's cheaper for later, and you get this sweet burning sound. It's very satisfying, to be honest.
and he should probably switch Protestant. Given that
True.
his capital is like 2 of his provinces are now converted to
So-
Protestants, he can basically not resist it.
Since I can't. Oh, wait, who's the HRE? Oh, it's Lorraine.
Obviously. Well,
It's gonna be Brandenburg. That actually makes a
Who's
bit
he
more
actually
sense.
allied to? Does he have any allies?
But yeah, like I don't know, like it's a decent
fine.
nation to come
Considering
back to.
that AI played it, it's very fine actually.
Yeah, it's a bit sad that it has German ideas instead of Austrian ideas, because Austrian are
Yeah, actually,
okay-ish.
Styria started with the Austrian ideas, but he didn't survive.
Styria did. All right, but
That's-
Eritrea.
Yeah,
Etruria.
Etruria.
Etruria. Can you say that with an Italian accent, please?
Etruria.
All right,
Oh
banned.
shit, you're
Banned, we're banned.
Coptic.
We're banned.
This is based in Red Pill.
It's
Yes,
Coptic
we-
Etruria.
And you have 4 holy sites.
Yes, it's discipline.
And actually, the fifth one is on its way.
Tradition.
If you look at
We're really
Kaza
good.
Idris,
Yeah, it's controlled by Ethiopia, but it's Sunni.
yeah, it will be converted soon, I suppose. I don't see it, but
Nice manpower recovery speed.
I mean, to be fair, this nation is really bad. Like, he's really fucking. How is he 310 dev with only 33,000 manpower? Horrible.
I think you'll find
Oh.
their explanation is actually you have the quantity idea policies. Well, the main explanation is Italian land is
Yeah,
if it wasn't
very
for the
high
trade
tax.
zone, then Italian land is pretty garbage. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like it's high tax. You're taking
Yeah.
it in the HRE, so you get a lot of AE until the Shadow
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Like, it's kind of good economic-wise early game, but falls off.
yeah,
just-
economy is okay. Like the debt just came from I had a coalition war and I got into another war, which I underestimated my AI enemies. But
Also, he's been doing the sneaky thing where he just pisses off all his estates right before session, and so he looks weak. Because he's gonna have a nice swing of 40% tax and 40% trade. Well, 30%.
But at least I did take my
Is this
estate
correct?
actions. I didn't waste points on that. Only thing I'm a bit worried about is the coalition that could form against me. I mean, Switzerland technically could still join it. Also, like it's sizable again, but there are truces in place. I think.
You're probably fine. Like I don't know, you haven't really pissed off anyone large. But on the
But
bright
Techno
side,
could be a big annoyance if he rejoins as Tyrol, then that could be an issue.
very true. But you shouldn't tell him that. But yeah, you can build your last manufacturer. You
Okay,
have
let's
still
go.
I'll guarantee you blue arts, don't worry.
That's
I
it.
can almost see Italy.
Let's go further south to Sicily now, who's actually also going Coptic.
I'd just like to say, by the way, you should really build a church in Firenze because it gives you 0.4. It's manufacturing worth.
Yeah, I probably should do that. But not looking at my mistakes anymore. Look at
Alright.
Sicily.
Sicily has done no mistake in mistakes and is an impeccable player because he's going Coptic as well. As you should.
You went eco ideas first, though.
Yeah, it's pretty greedy. If you can get away with it, which he kind of hasn't, considering he has barely touched them.
Yeah,
Offensive
Yeah.
is a third pick. Is that? The
Yeah,
choice?
offensive is third pick.
you
Is
can
good.
do it.
No,
Like
like,
it gives you the
do it.
doesn't it?
Oh
do
yeah, it's
something?
also not going quantity.
No, yeah, he's one eco quality offensive. Like he'll be a lot stronger than whoever picks quantities third, in terms of fighting them.
Yeah, I mean,
But he'll
considering his
fall
strategic
behind
position,
in
it makes
stuff.
sense for him because he'll have, like, if someone attacks him, he'll have first Abruzzi as a mountain and then Messina, or someone will land on him. So big stacks aren't a thing he'll really face. So, I mean,
Oh yeah, true.
going full quality makes absolute sense for him because he doesn't need to drag it out. He just needs to win the important encounters on his strategic provinces.
The reason why I would do that is if you're actually afraid of getting attacked or fighting anyone. Technically, he kind of needs to be afraid of Catalonia, but if Catalonia comes, he'll eat Arturia first, and everything is fine in the world. So
To be fair, Arturia is like a big buffer for him, so I think he's lucky in that sense.
it feels buffer, man.
Like, if Arturia dies,
I mean,
he'll
only
never-
province for Sicily is he doesn't have any galley compatibility. Like, he didn't take any naval ideas, and I think Catalonia has some. No, actually, it doesn't have.
Catalonia has Italian ideas.
Sicily has Italian ideas, right?
Sicily has Italian
Yeah,
ideas,
yes,
which are... What do they give, actually? Well, you know, idea cost reduction, trade efficiency, hooray.
Yeah, like, but
That's pretty much it.
he doesn't have better ships yet. So if Catalonia, with a superior income, can just build a way bigger fleet than Sicily and overpower him navally.
Yeah.
And
he kinda
like
wants to.
Sicily could stop that by going more naval, which his country kind of looks like a naval one. He has all those little islands along the shore. So
True. That's true indeed. Yep. Just, I mean, if you can rule this land, why would you care about the sea, right? Until someone takes your islands.
okay, speaking of ruling the land, Serbia.
Yes. It's pretty sizable. He's got a shit ton of tax income.
Yeah,
But his clergy could use some love from his state interactions.
Also, quite a bit of potential left to develop more in that domain.
He's got a bunch of workshops built though, which is nice. Some
does
churches as
something
well.
looted take away from income?
The looting thing gives devastation, which reduces income in the province.
Cool, because someone looted his gold mine completely. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, I heard there were some memes going around there. But yeah, like he's got fairly cheap, some fairly cheap land to dev, which is going to be nice for him.
Solid.
Not
And
much to really say here, I think. It's just a
Yeah,
solid nation.
It's looking alright.
Nitro, I
Even-
suppose.
Nitra. So he wasn't there for session 1. The AI actually didn't do horribly. in
Yeah,
terms of
actually
expanding a little bit.
expanded a lot.
but currently, though, he, as you can see, is very squeezed in. Like, if like the only province that isn't a player near him is Moravia.
Also, looking at
And-
the alliance map mode of Wallachia, it looks a bit grim for Nitro there.
Yeah, like he's very surrounded. Pretty much all sides by this disgusting Eastern hogbox, to be honest.
To be fair, he has good developable land in Hungary, so I guess he could just
Yeah.
play tall with what he has, but he'll have a hard time expanding anywhere if the alliance around him doesn't shift.
Yeah, like if he was able to get the extra state in, excuse me, if he was able to get the extra state in Hungary there, which is also, you know, prime development land, just all nice grassy stuff and farmlands, it's actually pretty okay.
Alright guys, I'm sorry, I have to dip now. Continue the
How's it
podcast.
going?
Edit this bit out, Blue Ark.
Oh no, editing.
I'm not
That
editing
sounds like
this.
work.
This
Sounds
is not the
like-
thing
yeah.
that's going to... Ah shit, I can't press continue, can I?
Did you pause it?
It is poor. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll just keep that thing there. Okay, Wallachia?
Yeah, Wallachia, played by GMG. First thing to notice is a number of ideas. Same thing can be said for Nitra, by the way. Really far behind on ideas, not good.
Yeah, also tech.
Serbia, up to date, but yeah,
Yeah.
needs to start on his next set of ideas.
I mean, his ruler is
GMG.
actually decent. He's far behind, but like the ruler could work to catch up on that.
Let's see.
Also,
So
he really needs to get admin tech 10 to form his
Yep.
Romania.
Wait,
He
you don't
doesn't
need
need
that.
that.
Wait,
But yeah, I
doesn't he?
thought he needed
Oh,
it
he
too. He
doesn't
just
need-
needs to
no,
annex
He
his
needs
vassal.
2 promises from his vassal, yeah.
Yeah, he needs to improve relations with Moldavia, annex them. Then he'll have it. I don't really know why he keeps it around, but sure, he does that. He's far behind on admin, so well, At
Once
this
he
point,
integrates it, he's
he's-
gonna get some really good missions.
I think he has some of them already.
The right ones.
He has indeed impaled the Sultan, which is always pretty cool.
The right ones are the good ones for building your nation. He's gonna get minus 10% dev cost in his capital permanently.
Oh, that's
In
pretty
the
good. Yeah.
found Bucharest. And conquer Transylvania gives minus 20% construction cost for 20 years,
And
which
even
is
one
also
of
gonna be really good.
One of the last ones gives a half-price advisor, or 20% advisor cost for 20 years. Very cool.
Yep.
It's nice that they added this. I didn't know about Volak in...
He should probably upgrade his trade centers in the Bosphorus.
I probably should, but like... No, I was gonna say he has
yeah.
decent control. He kind of does.
Upgrading Valakinople is probably a good idea.
He's got some debts. Like...
That is
he
true.
just came out of bankruptcy as well, which is why he's that behind on ideas and his prestige is
I
dumpster.
see. Oh yeah.
I don't know how efficient that was, but if you have a look at his buildings, and none, pretty much. I don't actually think he's got a single building in his entire nation. Which, in this stage of the game, is really unfortunate, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, he's falling a bit behind. Like, he'll need to do some serious catching up to get back into the really serious nations. Like, if someone with a functioning country attacked him now, he'd have a very bad time against this country of equal size.
true.
Yeah, he's about to get PU'd by Serbia as well.
His king is 22. I think he'll be fine, but yeah.
I mean, you never know.
So I'm guessing he's gonna expand more into the Anatolian node here. So if he's gonna get those states, I suggest he just hit the state button.
Yeah, if he's gonna go,
thing, but you know, it helps.
Let's go to
going
Shaman.
more into Anatolia could really piss off the Middle Eastern hugbox.
Yeah, the Copts.
The Coptic hugbox.
The Coptic meme box, who are pretty
Yes.
glorious, and they have 2 followers in Italy as well. Very nice. I guess the next on the list is this grey thing.
Yeah, Zaporozhye. Let's look at
Alright.
that.
The
It
most
has
based
debt.
nation.
It's got that. It's got no income.
It has no states.
It's got no states, so you can't blame the state interaction because there are none.
Your religious mode is looking a bit bad.
Yeah. You know, this Polish Center of Reformation.
Yeah, I
Vertex
see
to
the,
reform.
I see the issue.
It's kind of annoying. As you can see, like, manpower is... For not having started quantity, I guess it's alright. Army size is also pretty good, but the worst part about this nation is that it's piss poor.
Yeah.
And it's
Let's see
running
your
a
local
diplo
autonomy
advisor.
map mode.
Oh, don't
Well,
look
it's
at
actually
that.
pretty good in the south, yeah. And Poland.
In the southern parts in Poland, I've had to like reduce autonomy a bit, which you can reflect in those 35k stacks that started popping up, which is quite unfortunate.
But I mean, what
yeah.
speaks for you is that you have a shit ton of developable land with the regions you took. So you can maybe at some point control a bit of the Baltic and get your trade from the south into the Baltic, collect there.
So yeah, perhaps. I mean, the plan here is not to go into the Baltics.
Your number one ally is in the Baltics.
Yeah, so my main issue here is that you see Denmark are starting pushing into Prussia, right?
Yeah.
And they guaranteed Poland, the bastards. So I was like, well, I need to cut them off.
But I mean, Denmark
Took
is
the
peaceable.
provinces.
Denmark didn't take any military ideas and they're Danish, so...
See, my logic was shit, because I can't... If you look at what I can see of Europe, I don't know what a Denmark is. So... Yeah, that's also a thing. If you ever start the Zaporozhye and you just don't know what the HRE is, you can just eat Polish land indiscriminately, because no one cares. Because, well, they do care. It's just that you don't know them, so you close your eyes and they won't be mad at you. Something to start considering, though, is consider moving trade capital to Krakow. And if you don't do that, you should I should probably make a trade deal with someone. Because Poland sucks for trade.
I mean, the thing about trade deals is you can't really like he could do a deal with Finland where he controls all of Baltic, but then you also need to give him Danzig and stuff to fully control it.
Yeah, probably. Again, like I'm probably not gonna hold on to the Baltic Sea stuff. Not for a long time, anyways.
Speaking of Finland, actually, I think it's a good point to move over to Finland. Not much to
True.
like. It's just a poor little horde down there in Zaporozhye.
A horde who wants to control the cattle trade of the world, so he gets his cow discount cost because cow is expensive as shit. Send help.
Okay, high war exhaustion in Finland. Muscovy is marching into him. He's in debt quite heavily, actually. Oh my god, he's halfway.
Holy shit.
He's halfway to bankruptcy.
I mean, I think he said he was going to bankruptcy build at the end of the session.
Yeah, like if there's one thing you're gonna notice about Finland is that he's just constantly going to be going bankrupt. Just putting that out there. Like his region is very poor until he can actually consolidate Russia. Once he consolidates Russia, he's gonna be rich beyond his wildest dreams. As long as he can, consolidate that and develop it up like you should with the good Russia.
What is his trade? Okay, he's collecting trade in Sweden, I suppose.
Yeah,
Why
Baltic.
is he collecting in Novgorod too and not transferring to Baltic? Did he test if that's the best thing to do?
I think what he's doing is correct, just for the fact that Denmark has too much power in the Baltics. That they'll just drain out pretty much all the trade. At least now his own trade power will stop him from, having stuff drained and out of Novgorod. But I mean, I hope he's tested it because it's not a 100% thing. It's just he doesn't actually hold the trade parts of the Baltics.
I mean, it has Riga. Riga is pretty good. It has like an estuary and the thing he could upgrade if he had any money to do things like that.
It's just you really want to get Prussia and Riga, of course, and the Sweden part with Dalaskogen and Stockholm.
Yeah, also Gotland, like basically just the trade
Gotland.
centers.
Yeah, very much. Stura Kopparberget even got the upgrade to 5 local goods produced.
I mean, someone probably should get him Danzig if you manage to do that. Like,
wink, wink. Get him Danzig. Yeah, it's probably a good idea, to be honest, for him at least. One thing you really should do though, if he's truly gonna go bankrupt again, now he can.
Yeah, I think he said he was gonna bankruptcy build, so yes.
Yeah, he's killing Muscovy for the billionth time.
also the troops he chose aren't the best ones. You can go for the green ones instead of the red ones.
Are you talking about color schemes now?
No, but like I have that mod that highlights the best thing, but I'm not reading out the name. I'm just pointing on the green thing on my screen and saying, take the green thing.
So, actually, sounds interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
That's the Jarvan mod, actually.
A Jarvan mod.
It's
Very nice.
Incredible.
Anyways, what he really needs is start getting his workshops going, because fur is delicious. And, well, that sounds weird, but it's very nice and pricey until the fellas
for like the next 100 years, fur is good.
No, it gets better during the game. Like, fur prices doesn't really go down much.
Right, it's the European beaver depletion.
Yeah, it increases fur prices.
How about we go for Ekkkyjulu next? I think that's the next player in line going east.
Should go for the Knights as an honorable mention of a nation that got.
Yeah, he tried.
He got warned by Wallachia to not eat into Anatolia, and he ate into Anatolia. And certain nations owed Wallachia favors after they helped him with Poland. Zaporozhye.
But to be fair, like it kind of worked out what the Knights did. He couldn't really expect that GMG was that well connected within his region, but like he was able to hold quite well with what he had, especially being allied to Venice, having that on his side, the fleet.
The reason why the war took so long is because he refused peace, and the Byzantine separatists still, by the way, hold his capital. Like, we just couldn't land 30k troops to kill 30k rebels. Like,
that's
the only thing that's the only thing that made the war take so long, and everyone ate a billion war exhaustion and call for peace. Because everything had to tick up, and then he could barely get to 99%. His army, yeah, I mean, he won a couple battles against GMG, I think, and then he got stack wiped. So tried to siege. What the hell is Constantinople called? What?
Wallachia Noble.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Let's move along, Akiyanlu.
Yeah, I mean, enough for honorably mentioning the knights. I think he tried, but he didn't succeed.
It's if you want to play the knights there, you just need to, you know. I don't know what his diplo was, and if someone as strong and like with that many allies tells you if you take that you die, then you probably shouldn't take that.
I mean, maybe he heard the tale of GMG dying to me as the knights and thought, well, if Plur can defeat him as Ottomans as the knights, I can surely defeat his Wallachia as the knights.
Probably.
Which didn't turn out to be true, it seems.
And here is another example of someone who is actually, is he going horses? He is not going horses whatsoever.
Speaking of Akkuyunlu.
I am looking at Akkuyunlu. Sorry, should have clarified.
Well, his
one
tech
question.
isn't exactly looking great on the admin side, but everything else seems pretty up to standards.
Yep. I mean, he got the war on, well, non-existent Georgia at the
And
end of last session.
Yeah, he killed Georgia last session. This session, Eretna didn't return, so he could take Anatolia basically unchallenged.
Yep. And he joined the Copto gang. Pretty impressive. Everybody likes the Copto gang. You know, he's got the good policies. He's, I don't know if he's gonna, I'm gonna assume he'll swap out of the tribal society thing, but honestly,
Yes,
it's
probably.
it's not bad.
I mean, just the
not bad.
thing is that Ak isn't exactly great in terms of ideas, and we did ban Rum, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Rum is banned. And
So-
you can't form Sultanate of Rum, and you can't form Persia. So
So he has to
You're-
stay as Ak, it seems.
yeah,
Yes.
and Akkuyunlu, again, you could stay as the Horde and go Cav memes, which it's not great, sure, but it is something. And
I mean, if he
But-
really want to meme, he could culture flip to Armenian, form Armenia.
yeah, and like worst come with this nation in terms of what he gets the shock, which is okay. Core creation costs helps him now. It's gonna be shit later, but okay. 25% national manpower is very strong. Goods produced is good. Land maintenance good, and morale of army is also good. Like, it's okay ideas. They're not fantastic, but in terms of this campaign,
Actually,
Right.
looking at all
They're okay.
the monarch points he has, he could start developing his drylands a bit. It's only +5 development cost in drylands. He has economic ideas finished, so he does get the edict for. Oh, he doesn't get the policy. No, I have a mistake in there.
He needs-
Yeah, but
That's
like
for quantity,
quantity.
right? Yeah.
But he has the minus 20% economic
he has
finisher.
he has that, and I mean, he has a lot of points in both dip and military, and he
Yep.
doesn't have a ton of manpower considering his size. So probably doing some middle dev would help him here.
yeah, it would really help him. I mean, he's going quality eco as well, like expecting early wars. I assume. Like,
I mean,
But,
rightfully so.
like,
He
yeah.
did have the early war against Georgia.
this is true. Currently, though, he is pushing into the Crimean trade node, which I don't know if Wallachia is that happy about. I know Zaporozhye doesn't really give that much of a shit so long as he gets his claims, but, you know, details.
I mean, he has a big friend block to back him up, though. Especially looking
Yeah.
at Jerusalem here, who has a good idea set, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
certainly.
but not that good in terms of ideas actually filled out. He's only admin tech 7, so he's quite far away from getting his third idea group. And the economic ideas aren't even finished 2, which is also draining admin points. So he should probably focus more on getting that admin back up, like set an admin focus.
Yep, admin focus would probably be it will be helpful for sure. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's gonna take him 20 years to get out of it, so Like-
But he'll need 20 years of focusing admin, actually. He's free admin tax behind. Like another one
Yeah.
will unlock before he's there, and
I mean, it's
he still has 4 ideas to go. So
Although I guess I shouldn't complain too much about having admin focus on, considering I also have admin focus on.
I'm pretty sure I was about to swap the admin focus too.
Yeah.
also with him expanding further, he should really see if he can't like get some client states, like released nations, to take the calling for him and just spend Diplo's points instead of admin points.
This is true. It would probably help him, but he's allied to Mushasha, right? What
Yes.
are the Mushasha, Jerusalem, Ethiopia, Coptic gang? Pretty big, pretty strong. But can they expand into Persia at all?
Well, Mushasha could, like the usual Persia
no,
region. The usual Persia region is open. It's just the Mughal
Yep.
thing. Like,
Oh,
let me look at region.
Yeah,
Khorasan.
Khorasan
Khorasan is closed, but Persia is totally open. They could go there.
Actually, really surprised neither of them are pushed in there. Then. Like,
Especially
sure, he
considering
holds-
that the
he
whole
holds
trade
Fars,
node is
No,
in there.
but-
Like,
Mushasha has started in the south.
Yeah,
he's-
Mushasha's taking Fars and
but
some
he's
stuff there.
interestingly focused on. What I don't quite get is why did he take the southern route to getting into the Hormuz trade centers and not the northern route through Fars? That's way more development. It's trade
Blocked.
centers too, and instead he took the Arabian Desert, which is
Blocked by Iraq? Question mark. Well, we can look at Mushasha rights in general.
yeah. I think looking for Shasha's fair.
Oh boy, he's truly going the religious memes, I see. He went defensive religious.
Well,
Yeah.
that gives a lot of morale,
No.
doesn't it?
Yes.
No, it gives him no morale. Like the policy gives nothing. Get defensive, but unless he
Right,
continues
yeah.
with quantity or quality, it won't give more morale. But yeah, maybe he's going for morale stack.
Also, he has a
Like,
100
strong.
Liberty March.
Attrition. You might be going for attrition memes, like I did on Armenia.
But-
They have the +1 attrition and
But
they have 20%
Attrition
fort
is
defense.
capped at 5%. Like, usually the desert
Yeah,
will
but-
give you that without attrition memes.
There's a reason why if you want to fight someone, you just
Everett
hit
gives
attack
1.
and meme in. Yeah, alright. Well, it might work. It might work out a bit. Like, but it's just who would ever stand in his attrition? There's no one in India.
But actually,
Nothing.
like, looking at Mushasha, he's not that big considering his position. Like, he's on the edge of the players, and it's not that big of a nation.
I think he's been chilling pretty hard.
Yeah, and also, like, tech-wise, it's not great.
Yes, if nothing else, like asked his estate for points. But like maybe these rulers before this have been really unlucky. Now he's just sitting here with infinite 5/5/3s. But like,
I mean, he's
he-
also over his alliance limit, which is a bit weird, considering he doesn't need allies.
Yeah.
that's true. But he wants to be part of Coptic gang in case someone attacks Ethiopia. You know.
Like,
Why does
To
not?
see.
Why does the subject hate him so much?
I think
he
he
probably
swapped
enforced
them.
religion.
Yeah, but I'm not
He
sure.
enforced religion.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's working out.
Well, honestly, Najd is the one it's the one nation in the game where you can be fairly certain they'll eventually do it. Like currently, yeah, if you actually sub them a little bit, they would convert.
Like the AI needs to be subbed so hard for them to start converting.
But it's Najd. It's the best conversion nation in the game by like a lot. So
But
Yeah.
I mean, his economy, like the Mushashan economy, is surprisingly weak, considering that he has control over all of Hormuz. But that's, I guess, connected to him not having upgraded any trade centers and only having like a third of a node that he controls fully, basically.
considering how much his like vassals are bleeding, he should really just divert trade off them and actually consider just checking if he should collect in Hormuz, because he's really bleeding a lot of ducats to unnecessary nations in Basra. Like, but okay,
But he could just
It's-
upgrade his centers in Basra. He has.
that too. But he's got loans again, so it's just it's free temporary fixes. I guess.
I mean, it's
But he
switching to
should-
Hormuz with your trade, of course, costs 200.
Oh, don't pick like trade center, just collector. Just collector as well, just to see if that's
yeah,
worth it.
actually,
If you
he
just wanna, like,
he
a
should probably
quick
do
check.
that.
But yeah, I don't know. Like main thing here is Ek or Mushasha needs to go into Persia. Like it's one of the best trade nodes in the game. Like why wouldn't you? It's got amazing trade goods. It's pretty low dev. Well,
But it's all
not
mountains.
that low dev. It's all mountains, but I mean, just look at that. That's it. All that silk, bunch of cloth, gems, paper. Even got some incense in there.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's go over to
Very nice.
Jerusalem. I think we only touched on Jerusalem and got kind of distracted with Mushasha.
Oh, I don't think
Yeah.
I liked them at all. Let's see. So, ideas wise, he's a bit behind. Not that far. Well, he's far behind
Really?
craft. That's Catalonia. That's the most important
He's
thing.
far
here.
behind on tech, though. He's only
Yeah,
Miltech
far behind
7.
on tech and behind in ideas. He did go bankrupt last session.
What I
True.
think it's a bit weird that he finished a military idea group, but he's on tech 7 militarily only, so he might have prioritized ideas over tech, which is
Well-
a bit weird in military.
He's just fighting AI Mamluks with his
I'm not
squad.
sure this, like, he is sitting on the Alexandria node, and people could be looking into that, being interested
that
in
is-
getting the money elsewhere. So I don't think he should be too sure about what he's doing there. He should probably militarize a bit to properly protect
Yes.
what he's got.
Yeah,
Very
it's
much.
very, especially when you look at stuff like nations like Sicily, who is, almost finished.
But he
offensive
is getting
ideas.
knowledge shared by Wallachia.
True. Wallachia probably needs every penny it can possibly get.
Looking way
It's-
better than Jerusalem, though, is Ethiopia to the south.
Yep. Ethiopia has been sitting there all alone, just chilling out, slurping gold.
Actually having a good income too. If you compare it, it's almost twice the income of Jerusalem.
Yep. It's
He
it's got
has
decent
11
income,
income from gold.
Oh wait, he's going expansion here. He's
Wait, he is?
colonizing.
Excuse me?
He's colonizing
Oh,
Africa. It
yeah,
seems like.
expansion.
He's filling
Honestly-
in the...
Yeah, like in his position, it's very good to just go expansion. Like no
I
one's
mean,
gonna stop him. So might as well expand.
The what's her face? Almost all the provinces, I think, can spawn gold in the East Coast.
Mhm.
A lot of them, at least.
Maybe he's re-rolling them.
Yeah, and
And I mean,
Like, in
also, it could be enough to island hop to Indonesia at some point. If that, like, as soon as he starts discovering that, what's stopping him from taking Seychelles or something and then start hopping across the Pacific?
That's true.
well, that's gonna be
he's-
me.
For some reason, he's not actually using his colonists currently. Like, it doesn't really matter where you put it; just put it somewhere. You can just do some random province around.
Yeah, like you can start in after.
Yep. But Ethiopia, good old Ethiopia. It's one of those nations where what you always want to do if you can't just push into Mamluks, which he partially did. I don't think
wonder
you should
where
push
the
there.
border
though.
will be drawn between the two here.
I'm fairly certain it should just remain as is. Like, just make sure the states are okay. Just maybe change hand on some provinces. And Ethiopia should definitely focus down into Kilwa. If you can get
Oh
Kilwa,
yes, very much. He needs
like
to
secure
go
the
down there
Zanzibar
for all
trade
the gold.
route. Yeah, like there's a lot of gold there, and Kilwa, especially when there are no proper colonizers, is such a good trade node.
Like, and click on the gold and look at all the provinces he can colonize for
Yep.
gold. Like he can Mansa Musa the entire world with all that gold.
Also, he has enough time to just keep re-rolling all the provinces until they are gold.
Yeah,
I don't know what the percentage is
Exactly.
for gold. Gold
it
is
says on the
3.5%.
province. Yeah,
It's 3.5% for, well, this is Mutapa. I don't think I would re-roll with 3%. Like, the re-roll thing works on Portugal and Brazil because they have a mission for it, which makes it like 30%. Then you can re-roll. A bit unsure here. But, you can cross your fingers for gold.
I mean, the provinces themselves are pretty worthless, though. Like, it's free development
Yeah.
mountains or something. So if
Yeah,
he doesn't
so you
have
could
anything
get-
else to do with the
Sure.
colonizer, it's better than getting grain in a mountain with free development. Like just start again.
Yeah, honestly though, I would probably just expand down into there and start colonizing the
you could
Savannah.
probably start
Savannah
upgrading some
sounds awful.
trade centers in the Gulf of Aden.
Also, you could
Yep.
try to rush down to the Cape and get that for himself to keep out the Europeans from actually crossing into the.
Yeah,
Oh yes, I would very much like that.
exactly. Like he needs to, like he's got a lot of land to take. So if he can secure the Gulf of Aden, he secures Zanzibar. He could take the Cape, as I said. If he can block off colonizing there, great. I don't think anyone will be going for that, apart from maybe Leon.
Yeah, Leon is gonna colonize.
Portugal is AI. So while the Portuguese AI is actually heavily going into the Ivory Coast, it doesn't actually matter any at this stage.
Also, is
So-
Congo Is Congo? Did he call?
Oh yeah, Congo has been either taking stuff. I
Oh,
think he
wait,
might have
there's a
taken
player on
stuff in
Congo.
Portugal. No, there's not.
There's
Or, oh,
I think they just
Wait, is it
defeated
AI?
someone, but I can't quite tell. Can we look in the province history maybe?
Culture there is Swabanatu.
Castile,
Brabant?
Geldum, Granada. Oh no, that's discovered.
I'm a bit confused, unless there is some like Congolese
Someone-
events or something.
Someone
to,
colonized that.
he took it.
I think no, he colonized it.
How?
I think he
doesn't
just
have
got
many.
2 events in a row. Like there is this event where you get the colony
Well,
started. For me, it seems like he just got that 2 times in a row.
Right.
Yeah,
Don't you
probably.
need colonial ideas for that though?
No,
No,
you don't.
no.
You just get that because like some people settled down in Mexico.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, I don't know why we've. Well, anyway, Congo.
Yeah,
AI.
we are not looking at II Congo anymore. Okay, I think we checked off all of
Chang.
Europe. Now we can go over to the
Chang
Far
Chang.
East. Chang
yes.
Chang.
Chang Chang.
Yeah, Chang Chang.
Actually, Chang Chang has a cool flag.
They do. Well,
I mean, I have the
great.
weak flag mod, so mine is
Oh, no.
obviously cooler.
Yeah, also, I
Oh.
have a flag mod, so I'm not sure what your version is, but I think it looks cool what I have here.
Well, I heard rumors from Chang Chang that they're a bit bored because there's not much to do and nowhere to expand, and I can see
Yeah,
that.
what happened with your discussion about
I
Yeah.
opened
Shinran?
I opened Xinan for them because they were
Okay.
right that they couldn't expand anywhere, but I'm not quite sure on the North China thing. The problem is they will dominate hard if I open North China now because Haixi isn't doing hot.
Alright, now let's look at Chang Chang. We can discuss that after.
Yeah.
Chang Chang, anyways, all workshops built. Probably interactions are, yeah, they're done for the most part. Could maybe get some more like clergy influence. But that's looking pretty good. Running for level 3 advisors.
Shang
Probably
Shang have
sitting
a
very happy
lot
on
of
Devin.
work manufacturers they could build, but no slots.
I don't.
Oh,
no.
he's built 1 billion churches. Oh no.
Yeah, but like he's lacking in a lot of the tech, I think, to build the valuable manufacturers like weapons manufacturers and textile and naval equipment are all next tech 11.
Honestly, I feel like it's a bit of a mistake for them to both go the same meta build instead of having one like go for colonizing and trade maybe.
They probably should have maybe at least, if nothing else, they could have gone
Yeah.
quantity eco expansion. That's if you want to be the greedy colonizer.
Yeah,
But-
that's what I'm gonna do.
So
Yeah,
I don't know,
I
like-
want you to pay attention to Taiwan.
yeah, we can have a look at that. Wait,
Quaint
Chang
Because-
development in the south.
Cheng and Ning holds that somehow. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's also Shinto. They paid me to convert it to Shinto so they could harmonize Shinto.
Oh yeah, because they get, what do they get? Is it 5% discipline? Let's see. harmonize.
5% infantry combat ability.
Oh
That's also good.
yeah,
Not
it's
that great, but good.
Yeah,
to
I
have.
mean,
honestly. I
it's
don't
better
even
than
know
not having it.
Stupid Confucian is such a bad religion. Like, it does nothing. It literally does nothing for you. But okay.
Looking at
Whatever.
Ning is basically the same picture as looking at Changcheng.
Yes.
What you need to look at Ning is that, he's actually caught up to tech this time. He's really behind on ideas, though, in comparison to Changcheng.
That's very true, yes.
His build-up, equally, completely done with all workshops. Built
Yep.
some churches, not built any manufacturers, which he will probably do next time. And he's completely built his manpower buildings. Something Changcheng has also done.
Oh.
So as you can see, like, they both have like 66 and 90k manpower.
But
Quite
one
impressive.
thing that's interesting, Tibet is an open region, so technically the Chinas are open.
Oh, you didn't open them because Tibet weren't there.
I think Tibet was open from the start.
I think you said you
Yeah,
would open
but-
it if there was a player, but yeah, well,
I think
doesn't matter.
Was
I
that
think I
last-
said I would open Chinan only if there was a
I'll
player.
look at the map you made.
Oh, anyway,
Yeah, Tibet was open
Tibet
from the start, yes.
So
But they couldn't.
technically the
they-
Chinas could go into the world now.
You
Yeah.
really want to take Tibet though. It's just mountains and it's glacial and
But it's their way
Arctic.
out of there. They can go
the way
places.
out of there is always gonna be the steppes.
I'm
later.
pretty sure
I don't know
like
how
High
it's
Shi
going
is
to
already High Shi is already snaking, so he can go into those
Speaking
regions.
of High Shi, I guess we can look at them now.
Yes.
So since it seems pretty inevitable that High Shi and like Ning and Changcheng are gonna fight,
Very likely, yes.
I don't feel like
fairly
Hai
certain-
Chi is set up for doing that though.
he went quantity eco. He's behind on ideas. He's behind on that.
Admin tech. Since he's taking ideas.
He's a horde. He's got a bunch of cav. He's not full cav though. He's Tengri and
He can
he's
go
got-
Manchu as soon as he's at peace.
True. I don't really know why he hasn't done that ages ago, since it gives a bunch
Yeah.
of free cores. But
Yeah, that's
I guess
a
he has his
weird
reason.
jump.
Yeah, he probably went yellow shamanism, I guess. 'cause
Also,
it's
doesn't
good.
that give him Manchu ideas? I'm not familiar with
He already had. It's the same, I think, as Jurchen.
No,
Or did they change that?
no, you get Manchurian ideas. These are not Manchu ideas. These are lethal versions. But yeah, like in terms of build up, he's got one workshop in his entire nation.
Yes, this is
He's
true.
got 2 temples. He's got 0 manpower, 0 force limit buildings, 0 manufactories. Like, fair enough.
yeah.
He's almost got the same manpower as Changcheng, and he does have he's only got 350 dev. Like, both of the Chinese nations are larger, stronger, a lot more prosperous.
Yeah, well, he's a horde. He doesn't really get prosperity.
Not prosperity. I meant in terms of economy, really.
Yeah, well, still, he's a horde. He doesn't get income.
No, he probably won't.
Like, the autonomy is shit in the horde land. Oh, well, except for his, I guess. He has very low autonomy.
But I mean, looking at this, he's
But
not.
most of it is shit dev. But
He's not
once
a big,
he.
he's not a big Manchurian horde, really. Like that could be a session 1 with other hordes.
Yeah, I don't know how experienced he is on playing hordes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not blaming him,
could
but
be.
he will have really hard time if I open that region. So that's something we'll discuss in the mod team, opening North China or not. But
If you do, he'll die. It's
Yeah.
pretty
yeah, that's
like-
basically the thing. And also Ning and Changcheng are going to be
And
all
also
of Asia.
because we
suddenly.
haven't. Because we didn't open North China, he can't form Qing. So his only way to get out of horde is through reforms.
I mean, but does dying help him to go for Qing? I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I mean, giving him Beijing would let him form Qing.
It's just Qing will, in that war, will not help him, because he'll not be
Yeah.
horde anymore. He'll lose his cav bonuses, he'll lose his shock bonuses, and he will probably die. if he wants to fight them, honestly, right now is probably the time he would have had it best because he just got new cav, and well, they also did. He could, go pure cav, mega blitz them, and
I mean, we can
Pray to
always like just let him decide if he wants the region to be opened or not, and then we can take.
I don't know if you can't keep it locked forever. Keeping it locked so they won't fight seems a bit counterintuitive, but
Yeah, but I mean it's locked because of balancing reasons, not to save high Chi. But the thing is, I don't care if the high Chi player dies. I care if Ning and Changcheng then control all of Asia suddenly, which they would, because high Chi is the only other mainland Asian nation.
this is true.
Yeah, I didn't even get into Korea until 2 hours into the session.
Speaking of
yes, Japan.
Considering that you died first session, this Japan looks way better than the last one.
Yes, very much.
True.
I'm kind of behind in admin and dip though. I had a 0 dip ruler for so long.
And then you have to integrate all the shogunates. Yeah, no,
Yes.
not the shogunates, the daimyos.
Yes, exactly.
That's lovely.
That was not fun.
I see you're also enjoying.
That's why I'm focusing on dip at the moment.
Yeah, you just gotta get them out of there. All right, so you're working on integrating.
I
the
did
lab
form
to,
Japan.
Oral.
They're not my subjects. I formed Japan with the secondary option.
Yeah, so you are.
I wouldn't have been able to get the 190 relations for the next 147 years if I kept them because of annexed subject relation.
You did say you were going to go colonial with this.
Yeah, expansion as the next idea group.
Now,
So I can
know
go into
you're
the
saying
Philippines and Malacca.
that. One
Wouldn't
thing
you
you
also
really
maybe
need to be
want to
careful
go for
about.
California though, because that leads to
Potentially, yes.
your note.
One thing you
does.
kind of need to worry about here, though, is that I know you do have a navy. Currently, you got 9 heavies.
Yes.
The way you control your area is not heavies, though. It's inland sea. Most of
Yeah,
this.
but galleys fucking suck.
Galleys do not fucking suck in inland sea.
Yeah, they do.
They do not.
Yeah, they do.
You'll
They
probably
really do
find
not.
your here's the thing. Ning and Chang Heng are both a lot richer than you, and they both have quality ideas. And despite
Also,
10% durability,
interestingly
But they're
enough,
also
Cheng
friendly
Cheng
to
has
me.
13 galleys.
yeah, 14 galleys, and he might be building more. I don't know. Well, point B: if you're not careful, you're gonna get sea lined. Like, there's no way about that, because you're not gonna be able to maintain a strong enough navy to keep these two away if they really go for it.
Well, we are friendly. We're
You
sending
are
stuff back
friendly
and forth.
until you die, which
Yeah, fair enough.
I would just, if you are not going a full military Japan, which you're not because you're colonizing, just spend one idea group on going naval, which will just basically no one else will, and you'll just permanently rule the waves.
Yes.
And if anyone wants to attack you, well, they'll be really annoyed because they have to take naval. But yeah, like, I mean, as long as you have chill relations with them and you believe they will stay chill, then you're perfectly fine to go.
They're giving me institutions for free.
Very nice.
If they were planning to attack me, that's kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
I mean, it looked similar
True.
with my Great Britain and Netherlands. Just stay useful is my advice in the situation, which I didn't.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing anything that has to do with their trader.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Your nodes aren't really connecting, and they just
Yeah,
profit
it's
if you
only
bring in all the trade
Big
from the
pond
new
going
node.
into Hang, so.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it looks good. Should be pretty safe on what you're doing.
Yes.
another
Just
thing,
gonna
I guess,
eat the rest of Korea. The 2 Japanese. What are these? Are still No, they're not daimyos.
no, they're just
Plutocracies.
duchies, I guess.
I'm also a plutocracy, by the way.
Are you?
So I can go plutocratic.
Oh, Pluto ideas. Very nice.
Okay, I think you can go to your last nation now, which will be Iceland, I think.
Oh, yes.
We forgot about
Iceland,
Iceland.
right. Wait,
Who
do you
is
look at my
playing
maps, by the way?
Yeah, because you he done some meme about walking to Europe and then saying hi, sitting on people's
Yeah.
capitals.
Since the Europeans aren't making their way to me like they usually do,
Yep.
I had to go there myself so I could get some of my incidents.
And you are the second largest player nation in the game, I think. Yeah, 500
Yes,
dev.
I'm
Depicted
underneath
by,
Catalonia.
Massive Catalonia. Who really should spend his bloody money.
On the opposite side of the development scale, though, Iceland.
Iceland. There is an Iceland.
He
You
didn't do
thought it was Danny, but it was not Danny.
He didn't do a terrible lot, but he did go explore expansion. I think his plan is to release some colonial nation, which he should
Yeah,
with
it is.
national ideas.
Well, he
But
could
he didn't
either
use his
get that.
estates. That's not nice.
I just completely forgot we had an Iceland player. Feels
What are you
bad.
saying? Until
But
Grand Bank
I-
Fisheries popped.
he starts with national ideas, yeah, because he does not Norwegian. Well, not Norway forming Iceland.
I mean, basically,
Oh,
he can
until
just,
next
Gonna
patch.
get
he
Grand
can
Bank
just
Fisheries
ignore
later.
tech, rush down, explore expansion, get some stuff for his colonial nation, and then place as something that's not as shit as Iceland. I think
Hey. Yep,
Yep.
that makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
He's also not using one of his colonists. He should really use it.
what he should
He
decide
should-
though, is he really going to go Catholic? Like,
It
Oh,
gives
yeah, why
the
is
Treaty
he
of
so-
Tordesillas is pretty useful at this stage. It gives a slight growth.
Yeah, that is true. But it could just get the slight growth from.
Yeah,
Being
I don't know.
Protestant.
I just never truly can agree with going Catholic. I mean, if you
There's
want to,
no
you could go
Catholic
reform,
AI
be a
that
trade
could
nation,
get
yeah.
turned off
Yeah.
by the Treaty of Tordesillas.
Yep.
Yeah, he should very much use his colonists. He should not care about the economy of Iceland if he's gonna release as another tag.
Yep.
also
He
time.
could go into all the debt he wants.
Also, time is a bit of a problem for him, maybe, because Gaeldom is looking strong in Mexico, and that Iceland
Yes.
will have a kind of hard time with Gaeldom fully focused on the New World. He might get into trouble with him.
I
Yep,
think
It's gonna
I
be
think
really
they're
hard
gonna be
forming
chill, though, like-
an actual good nation in the New World if he doesn't hurry up.
Like, the thing is, which one is he actually going for? I don't see him exploring even in the way of Texas, which would be the obvious
Yeah.
choice.
So
I'm fairly
maybe USA.
certain Yeah, if he
USA
just
is
goes
decent.
for
Mm,
like the Gulf
they
of
have
Mexico, it's their
events,
base,
right?
strong.
Yeah, they do have
Who
events
cares
from
about
that.
America, guys? Come on,
Yeah, but I don't think the ideas are too great.
they're terrible.
Yeah, one
you can just,
merchant,
you
20%
can just keep
religious
colonial ideas
unity.
though if you want. Like,
And then for
colonial
some
ideas are
reason they
good.
get the thing where they don't get penalties for heretics and heathens. So I don't know what the point is in giving them 20% religious unity.
Makes zero
Then
sense.
some unrest, a free colonist, morale, goods produced, prestige. The like final bonus for exploration. Then they can claim everything. And some Republican tradition.
Yeah, like
So
it's
yeah, not
good.
the best fighting ideas, yeah.
Oh, if you're in the New World and you're not gonna do fighting as Texas, you should just stay colonial ideas. Like, colonial ideas are very good for what they do. Like, you get dev cost, you get idea cost. I think you get some morale just for help out with that, and you get a
minus 10% dev cost. That's fucking
get a
huge.
colonist as well, don't you? Or a merchant, one of the two. I don't know. Like, they're just solid, all around good ideas.
They don't get either.
Yeah. Well,
They get 10% dev cost, no penalty for heretics heathens, 0.3 yearly Republican tradition. That's really
Yep.
good.
it's very good.
A lot of provincial trade power, 25%, 10% construction, 10% idea, 10% regiment.
And 10%
They automatically
cost.
discover adjacent when a colony is built, and 20% settler increase. One leader without upkeep and 10% morale. That's much better than USA.
USA.
Like the 10% dev cost and 0.3 yearly Republican tradition is huge.
Yep, absolutely.
So many points.
So, I mean, he has some good options to go for. But time is a bit of a problem for him.
Yes.
I just think like chances are he can make a deal with whatever Gildan wants. Like if you go for Mexico, sure you can go for the Caribbeans as well, but you're already going to be really rich. And even if you just want to focus on that, like you can't steer trade from Shakespeare Bay or Coast of St. Lawrence. So you can take Rio Grande, you can take like California and Panama.
Has Leon actually gone anywhere
So,
with colonizing? No.
the AI has had a bit of a rough time with the Portuguese AI, I think.
Yeah.
Also Castilian, I think.
Oh, Castile, yeah. No,
They
Castile's
have
gone
they're
export
using a colonist somewhere.
but I think
But where is that in
this
their
is
own province?
gonna have to be it for me. So if you wanna round up, I'll
Yeah, I
have to
think we'll
disappear.
just round it up. We did every player nation.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
that's episode 1 of the ModCast, the most important EU4 podcast in the world.
Much better than the Dogecast, by
No
the
one
way.
likes the Dogecast. People who
I
like the
just
Dogecast will be banned, and I guess
okay,
we'll
ban
see.
me, guys. See ya.
Yeah,
Love those guys is the best, guys.
okay, bye, I guess.
Banned.
Bye bye.
Bye.